Eightfold provides a complete AI platform for managing talent. This powerful technology helps companies and people by connecting every person to the right job. Eightfold offers personalized career recommendations so employees can learn and grow. Eightfold uses equal opportunity algorithms to stop bias and increase diversity. The future is employees learning, collaborating, and growing, even in a remote world. The future is efficient and inclusive companies. The future of talent is Eightfold.ai.
Hello, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Mihir Gandhi, and I am the Vice President of Marketing for Eightfold.ai. Today's topic is reinventing talent acquisition for the next decade. Before we get to the content, I need to share with you this important safe harbor disclaimer on behalf of Eightfold.ai. Please take a moment to read through this important statement. All right. Without any further ado, let's talk about how to reinvent talent acquisition for the next decade. 2020 is just different. Things have changed. An understatement, if there ever was one. The headline news, of course, has been the pandemic. Seemingly overnight, we went from one of the most robust, dynamic economies in the history of the world to the highest unemployment rate in history. And we've been jolted into this digital age with no warning, figuring it out as we go along. A less acute, but no less accurate fact is that workers are expecting to work longer. Since 2002, the percent of people expecting to work past the age of 65 has doubled. Now with over 40% of the population expecting to work into at least their late 60s. And not just because they have to, because they want to. 74% of older workers want to keep working. Of course, there's always the ever-present next generation, perpetually naive, but this time it just feels different. Students and young professionals enter the workforce having been raised by a generation that didn't value tenure the way that our parents did. In fact, the average tenure of 25 to 34-year-olds has decreased by over 10% in just the past decade. So yeah, 2020 is just different. And this has a direct impact on us. Talent leaders who are shaping the business of today to survive, if not thrive, in the future. And boy, do we have our work cut out for us. Businesses are rightfully using this opportunity to build and execute business transformation strategies. In many cases, this is existential to survival. And when done right, this will set companies up for massive competitive advantage tomorrow. But we in talent acquisition, we haven't fundamentally changed the way that we operate in years, or in decades. We still largely rely on intake meetings with hiring managers to nail down vague and unrealistic requirements. You know, the hiring manager who wants to fill an entry-level role with someone who has 10 years of experience and a top MBA, but we could talk about that another time. We still want to use Boolean queries to identify what people have done in the past based on keyword matching. Then use humans to infer what we think they could do next. We still manually review resumes, trying to match the ethos of the hiring manager's needs to the buzzwords on a resume. Well, that's broken for sure. And it highlights a chasm between what the business needs and what we, HR, talent, can deliver. Technology limitations, manual processes, and of course, budget cuts. So, to recap, businesses need to fundamentally change, and in many cases to survive. Talent teams are being asked to do things we've never done before. And oh, by the way, budgets are being heavily scrutinized. This, if any, is actually the perfect time to actualize change. These global events, combined with business reactions, have set the stage for talent leaders to take the leap into becoming strategic forces for companies. Look, we've been talking about the importance of the war for talent since the Spice Girls were sitting atop the Billboard charts. But the time to effect change is actually here. So how do we bridge the chasm? The outdated modalities we use to determine fit for jobs has been focused on what people have historically done, leaving the judgment for what they're capable of up to each individual recruiter. People's careers were being determined by this, not by what their trajectory actually communicated about them, or how their skills prepared them for the job. It's an unfair burden to place on a recruiter, and naturally, we take shortcuts. Shortcuts are rife with unconscious bias. What we should be focusing on is not where people went to school or the name brands they worked for, but what they're capable of. Using technology that has analyzed billions of data points and over 1.4 million skills to understand each individual's potential, we can focus on hiring for potential, which is hand in hand with efficiency. But in today's world, a global recruiting field with an infinite permutation of schools, majors, companies, roles, now further amplified by remote or distributed workforces, and further exacerbated by budget restrictions, we need efficiency more than ever. Automating the right set of tasks, repetitive or low-value tasks like scheduling and rescheduling interviews, will liberate recruiters to focus on high-value activities, like spending more time on candidates. Ironic, really, that AI and technology can actually make us more human, freeing us up to focus on people, candidates, hiring managers, interviewers, rather than administrative tasks. And this all has an impact on the candidate experience. Candidates today expect a much more consumer-like experience in all facets of their lives. One click, no repetition. Imagine a world where a candidate doesn't have to open 15 tabs and pore over 15 job descriptions, then self-assess if she meets the requirements for the job, and then fill out a tedious 40-minute application rife with redundant information on each and every application. Instead, imagine a world where a candidate can upload their resume with one click, and within seconds, every job that she has the potential to succeed in is presented to her, with personalized content and messaging about why she, specifically she, is a good fit for the role, with videos relevant for her, and with a simple few-click applications process across all of those recs. All the while, the talent teams can spin up microsites for targeted recruitment campaigns, can update their talent branding pages in minutes in order to stay topical, and of course, measure and track every visitor, click, and navigation. It isn't too good to be true anymore. Okay, that was a lot. Let's take a look at how AI works in order to transform talent acquisition. This is a high-level overview of how Eightfold.ai works. Our AI ingests enterprise data from organizations and public data from other sources to power business-ready applications. We use enterprise data from many sources, including our customers. These data comprise what we believe is the largest single pool of talent data in the world, with more than 1.5 billion global talent profiles. Our AI ultimately is predicting if a person has the skills and potential to be successful in a job. And we can see this evidence from 1 billion plus profiles based on the jobs that people actually take and succeed in. In addition, we also can see intermediate decision processes, such as screening and interview results. Who received a callback, who received an offer, who declined an offer, and so on. These extra layers of data make our AI predictions much more robust and accurate and unbiased. All of the enterprise data are anonymously combined in our models with a process called aggregated learning. So we can make accurate predictions about roles and people in your company even without your data. Your organization's data and your past decisions help further fine-tune these predictions. We combine these enterprise data with public data sources, which mostly provide context. For example, company details that you can get from Crunchbase or Hoovers are layered on top of enterprise data to give a holistic view on each individual candidate at scale. We feed these data into our patented AI algorithms, which use deep learning methods to predict what's next for each person's career. These predictions work at scale, and they work without bias because of our equal opportunity algorithms approach. And they work fast. The algorithms can even learn new languages when they receive data in a language never seen before. This AI is not a science experiment. Our AI is proven and ready to deploy. We'll talk about a couple of case studies a little bit later in this talk, where we use the power of AI to drive applications for hiring, planning, and talent management. So you can use the AI from the day you go live. You don't have to wait months for the model to train and to test. In fact, we believe the AI is most powerful when a human can direct or control it. And that's why, in our platform, we deliver explainable AI. Beyond the global metadata, which is fine-tuned by your enterprise data, we encourage recruiters and hiring managers at a requisition level to calibrate the needs of each role, harnessing the power of our global data set to power your talent organization's needs, from acquisition to development to retention, and ultimately to organizational talent insights. Now, a little bit about us. Our solutions are for enterprises, and they're part of the Talent Intelligence Platform. The AI underlying our platform is uniquely powerful, as we just talked about. In fact, it's patented in the United States. Our exceptional technical leadership and talent make this possible. We typically work with medium and large-scale enterprises across the world, and increasingly with governments that use our technology to provide services to their citizens. Many of our customers operate globally. They're using our technology in more than 100 countries today, across 13 languages, so we are truly capable across the world. No presentation would be complete without a snapshot into our footprint. More than 100 customers across 4 continents and spanning industries, languages, and talent strategies have entrusted Eightfold's Talent Intelligence Platform as a key asset in their talent strategy. At Eightfold, our vision is the right career for everyone in the world. We believe that AI technology, applied with the right intentions, can realize this goal. And what does that mean exactly, the right career? Well, it's the career path that best expresses each person's goals, capabilities, and interests, the intersection of what they can do best and what they most want to do. And everyone does mean every single person, without consideration of age, or gender, or race, or disability, or anything else about them personally. Every single person deserves the right career, and that means around the world, not just in the United States. So this is how we built our technology, to focus on the need of the individual at scale, to work in any language, in any type of organization, and to mitigate all bias. Let's get concrete. And let's talk for a minute about Eightfold in the context of one of our clients, AirAsia. How did they actually deploy Eightfold's Talent Intelligence Platform to deliver on their rapidly changing and aggressive business transformation strategies? A little bit about AirAsia. They're consistently ranked one of the top employers in Asia, and for the past 11 years have been named the #1 ranked low-cost airline globally. AirAsia is one of the most applied to companies to work for in East Asia. And because of that, it was very difficult for AirAsia to track candidates at various stages across various job requisitions. Adding to this complication was the non-differentiation between referrals and non-referrals. AirAsia has a very deep culture of connecting with their employees and connecting with the people looking for opportunities at the company. Of course, as a hospitality company, they needed a solution that boosted their vision of a hospitable candidate experience. Last year, AirAsia went live with Eightfold. And now, with Eightfold in place, even when a candidate is going to be rejected for a position they applied for, an email will be sent to the candidate with a human, personal touch, so that the morale of the candidate remains high even after being rejected. The functionality is just one of the many aspects AirAsia loves about Eightfold, and allows AirAsia to go back and rediscover and re-engage candidates who've had positive experiences even though they'd been rejected for previous jobs. This resulted in a decline of 35% in the first month of candidates who had been not contacted for 14 days. This is a fast win. It's just the beginning. The personalized career site proved a major cornerstone, as the number of applications increased by 114% with no loss of quality. As we talked to the recruiters at AirAsia, they love the way that Eightfold automatically updates profiles as soon as any new documents are uploaded. And they were early adopters and co-innovators of our scheduling and event recruiting functionalities. Recruiters especially benefit from greater efficiency, saving 60% of their time because of resume processing automation. Finally, as many of you know, AirAsia is successfully executing against major business transformation initiatives brought on by the global pandemic. AirAsia's COVID-19 downturn saw AirAsia Malaysia operating at 45% of pre-pandemic capacity in August, the closure of AirAsia Japan, and the possibility of selling a stake in AirAsia India. So what did the AirAsia team do? They leaned in even harder on AirAsia Digital with its Snap Air Hotel packages, food delivery, and financial services. They have a deep belief that e-commerce side of the business could be up to 50% of the group's business in 5 years. This is a massive transformation, and the current and future needs of the business can only be met with a talent team that is enabled with technology to rapidly and accurately recast their recruiting initiatives. So just to recap, AirAsia was looking to fulfill aggressive hiring targets. They wanted to reduce time in hiring by decreasing screening time. They wanted to enhance the candidate experience, improve brand, and fundamentally shift their business to a digital environment. In comes Eightfold. With a complex Workday integration, we support multiple languages upon go live, including Japanese, Thai, Korean, and Malaysia. And the early outcomes are pretty remarkable. 114% increase in job applicants, screening time cut by 90%, predictive CRM that raised candidate engagement by 7x, and a skills-based matching that found 5 times more qualified people in comparison to legacy methods. We're still rolling out more functionality with the AirAsia team, and we really look forward to more co-innovation with them. On to Tata. Tata is a household name in India, where the $100 billion conglomerate is a national champion. Tata Communications is one of its major divisions, and it manages huge communication assets, including the fiber optic networks that we use throughout the day, every day. They needed to overhaul their hiring to make it more efficient and responsive to the needs of a 21st century workforce. And in particular, they wanted their own existing workforce to better represent their customer. Their efforts were not producing this level of diversity. With Eightfold, Tata Communications is creating job descriptions and pipelines in a fundamentally new way. Working with hiring managers, recruiters don't attempt to gather every nuance and hard-to-understand text descriptions. Instead, they collaborate with hiring managers to calibrate roles with the skills and model candidates that more precisely reflect what hiring managers actually know will create a successful hire. These characteristics are used to instantly create pipelines of qualified candidates whose profiles are sent to the hiring managers with full masking of personal details, so that bias doesn't cause any group to be unfairly favored. The group of particular concern at Tata is women who are underrepresented in the workforce, and the results have been remarkable. In just 2 months, Eightfold's patented AI-driven matching technology has helped their recruiters and hiring managers find diamonds in the rough, and hiring for roles with difficult-to-find skills is up 45%. Recruiters are accomplishing their tasks notably faster, saving an estimated 15% of their time. And most remarkably, the effect of Eightfold's anonymous screening, which prevents human bias, has driven a massive increase in diversity. Tata Communications has seen an increase in the hiring of female candidates, up from about 28% to over 33% of total hires. That's nearly 20% increase in female hiring, a huge shift. Tata Communications is finally seeing the diversity results they need, while also driving better candidate experiences and meeting their diversity targets. Now, Eightfold's deep learning AI technology is unparalleled in its ability to work accurately and at scale. In September of 2020, we received more evidence of this capability when we won the Veterans Employment Challenge, sponsored by the U.S. Department of Labor. The U.S. has a chronic problem with veteran employment. And, after leaving the military, many veterans struggle to find career paths that honor and realize their potential. Even though they've learned significant technical skills and soft skills during their service, they often can't translate these skills into opportunities and earnings in the civilian workforce. Recognizing this issue, the Department of Labor created this challenge to find a better solution that could be deployed for all U.S. veterans. There were many criteria that they considered, but the most important to understand were 4. First, the solution had to match individuals to opportunities automatically. Second, the solution had to work at scale, so it could serve hundreds of thousands of people per year and consider hundreds of thousands of available jobs for each person, matching many to many. Third, the solution couldn't perpetuate bias or otherwise violate the U.S. equal opportunity laws. And finally, the solution needed to understand hundreds of millions of occupation codes across each of the military branches. Over 6 months and several rounds of technical proof, Eightfold was selected as the winner of this challenge over more than 50 companies, including LinkedIn in the final round. Evaluators told us that it wasn't even close, given the power of our platform. So the technology that we're sharing with you will use the same AI that's good enough to support our brave citizen soldiers, and we could not be more proud. This is, of course, a solution that will support over 200,000 veterans each year. But as you guys probably recall, our vision is to solve for employment and to find the right career for everyone in the world, millions and millions of people. So how do we do that? Well, let's talk about that. While the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted everyone, it has not impacted everyone equally. One group of workers who have felt a terrible impact are those in the tourism industry. They're represented by the UN World Tourism Organization, the UNWTO, an organization that serves 159 UN member nations and more than 500 associate member companies to create a safe, open world of tourism that we all enjoyed before and hope to enjoy again soon. But the pandemic has put tourism jobs at risk, more than 120 million, according to the UNWTO. So they sought partners who could help them support their members in finding new work for tourism professionals. And that's where Eightfold came in. In September of 2020, the UNWTO announced its partnership with Eightfold to provide our technology to help match these impacted workers with available jobs as a part of their Jobs Factory initiative. We're proud that our technology will be able to impact millions of lives around the world, solving for each person at scale. The way forward is clearly to use technology for competitive advantage. You can accelerate business transformation by skating to where the puck is going. Hire for potential. Look forward, not backward. And empower your recruiters in the process. Relieve them of their burdensome tasks. Use the power of AI to automate and guide their workflows and help them do what they do best. Make connections. Attract and engage talent instead of reviewing resumes, querying databases, and rescheduling interviews. And this all results in a better candidate experience. Serving curated, personalized content on your career site, instantly matching candidates to open roles that she has the capabilities to be successful in, and a streamlined, efficient scheduling and interview set of experiences from the candidate. AI not only unlocks the future of talent transformation, it allows us to be more human, to take more time focusing on the people who comprise our talent network. So let humans do the work that only humans can do, and let technology aid with all the rest. Thank you for your time today. I hope to meet you in the near future and to collaborate to help solve for our vision, the right career for everyone in the world. Please learn more about us at Eightfold.ai. My name is Mihir Gandhi. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me on LinkedIn or anywhere else. Thank you so much. Have a great day.